Who is Jesus? For almost 2 years, the disciples have walked with Jesus, witnessed his preaching, his healing, and his teaching. Yet, Jesus wonders if they truly know who he is. That's what this weekly word is about. The miracles of Jesus Christ are a testament to his divinity, and many were witnessed by his close disciples. The miracles are listed in the 4 Gospels. They knew about his miracles, and they were amazed. He sent them out 2 by 2 on their first mission trip. And when they returned, they were caught up in themselves and what they had accomplished in the name of Jesus. Then they saw the woman and the child healed and the feeding of the 5,000. Not a word from them to say, "You are." Jesus waited and waited. Silence. In Mark 6:52, it says their hearts were hardened about the loaves. In thinking about their hardened hearts, this is what I've learned. 1, they had seen Jesus perform many miracles. 2, they came to the wrong conclusion in seeing and understanding the power of Jesus. 3, the 12 were slow-witted, but not stupid. 4, they loved and worshiped Jesus and talked the talk without fully understanding the words of Jesus. 5, Jesus tells the 12 that to do God's will is more satisfying than bread. That's taken from John 4:31-34. So, Jesus wants to clear up their hardened hearts and blindness, and does so on the Sea of Galilee. Jesus takes them down to the sea and puts them in a boat, a fishing boat, and said that he would meet them on the other side of the lake. I wonder what went through their minds when Jesus did not join them in the boat. The Sea of Galilee story is told in 3 of the 4 Gospels, but not in Luke. To me, God meant it to be very important. Why? Let's find out why it's so important. You have listened to my 5 points, and Jesus then putting them in a boat to learn a valuable lesson. The 12 disciples have returned from a mission trip given to them by Jesus, and as we know, the crowds followed them. He fed the 5,000, but the disciples did not understand about the miracle of the loaves. So, what did they get? They got oars so that they could row across the Sea of Galilee. Jesus walked away, and the 12 were left on the water with a storm approaching. What close friend, what Messiah would do what he just did? Jesus did this to teach them a lesson and hear them say, "You are." You will learn the answer to that shortly. Only Matthew chapter 14 is specific about what happened on the sea. As Jesus climbed the mountain, he could see the wind and feel the gale, then see the 12 struggling to stay afloat in the stormy sea. The disciples were left to face the storm, and Jesus wanted them to struggle to stay afloat. There they were in a small fishing boat, bouncing from wave to wave, hour after hour. I wonder if they said, "Surely Jesus will help us." But so far, Jesus doesn't help them. They struggle to stay afloat in fear for their lives hour after hour. So, I'm sure they pray for Jesus to help them, and so far, the storm is winning. Jesus knew this, and he knew just the right time that he would save them and hear them say, "You are." Jesus waited until between 3 and 6 a.m. before walking on the water to them. The Gospel of Mark 6:50 says, Jesus talked to them and said, "Be of good cheer, it is I, do not be afraid." Then he went into the boat and the storm stopped. They were greatly amazed, it says in Mark. Then Mark includes compelling words into the attitude of the disciples in verse 50. Quote, "For they did not understand about the loaves, because their hearts were hardened." Unquote. Why? The 12 disciples were on their own on the stormy sea, and a commentary says that they must have been mad at Jesus. Has he forgotten us? He feeds 5,000 strangers and leaves us to die. They begin that evening not in good spirits. They wanted Jesus to send the people away, but Jesus had told them to feed the people, and they said it couldn't be done. That's why Mark said their hearts were hardened. They sulked when Jesus fed the people, and they were in that mood on the stormy sea. Then Jesus saves them, and in Matthew 14, verse 33, it says, quote, "Those who were in the boat worshiped him, saying, 'Truly, you are the Son of God,'" unquote. This was genuine worship, and it resulted in their complete submission and obedience to Jesus. They learned he was more than a good leader, a good example, a good influence, or a great prophet. They learned Jesus is the Son of God. Yes, now 12 disciples knew for sure that Jesus is the Son of God. Do you? When you understand this truth, the only thing you can do is worship Jesus, the Son of God. As with the disciples, you must obey Jesus. Next week, Peter walks on water. This is another important part of the stormy sea story. God bless you and have a good week.